They hid inside the Area 51 tunnels when they started hearing strange noises, and then, beneath them, a mysterious boat carrying military personnel began moving through the darkness. The term Britain's Area 51 is often used to describe secret military sites in the United Kingdom, most notably RAF Rudloe Manor in Wiltshire. In the 1950s, this facility was used to collect and analyze UFO reports, earning it a reputation as the British counterpart to the famous US base in Nevada. Surrounded by decades of speculation and conspiracy theories, the site continues to spark suspicion and public fascination to this day. Despite tight security and restricted access, explorers from the YouTube channel Proving Demons recently attempted to investigate what might be hidden behind its closed doors. In their video titled Storming UK's Area 51 Secret Tunnels, Strange Underground Boat, the team shows how, after failing to enter through the main gate, they searched for an alternative route. The underground tunnels they discovered were not directly connected to the metro system, allowing them to observe passing trains from an unsettlingly close distance.
That is freaking cool. Right, doesn't appear to be a third rail. Don't touch the...
At one point, the group began hearing strange noises and realized they were not alone in the tunnels. Beneath them, a mysterious boat moved through the darkness.
It's below us. There's people down there.
This is underground. That is mental.
Get back. Just leave it. I think there might be workers, bro. I don't know what the hell that is, but there's this super long boat in these tunnels. Guys, it looks like we're not the only sewer rats touring these tunnels tonight, so I guess we're gonna have to be a little extra careful.
Andrew, honestly, what do you think that boat was?
Mole people.
Mole people.
This place is riddled with mole people, obviously. They live underground and they steal our socks.
You know what I think? I think like secret intelligence operations is a more plausible explanation than more people.
I don't know.
Its presence in such a deep, isolated location seemed completely inexplicable. What was it doing there? Could it have been part of some classified operation? And if they had been caught, what would have happened to them? The explorers claimed they encountered unusual, unfamiliar technology deep within the tunnels. However, they chose not to stay long, as distant sirens and alarm signals soon echoed through the underground passageways. A guy named Nick runs a YouTube channel called Beyond, where he documents his explorations of creepy abandoned locations. In one episode, he sets out to explore a series of narrow caves. Two of his friends stay behind outside, waiting for him. The tunnel openings are so tight that Nick has to take off his backpack just to squeeze through. While he's removing his gear, his friends remain behind, and before long, he can no longer see or hear them. He calls out, but there's no response.
Ребята! Ребят! Ребят!
Suddenly, he's alone, lost deep inside the cave. At one point, Nick has to crawl on his stomach beneath sleeping bats just to keep moving forward.
плиты с дырками. Ой, блядь, какая хуйня там. Ой, бля, я так испугался, ребята. Смотрите.
And as if that weren't unsettling enough, strange things start happening. His camera suddenly begins malfunctioning while he's filming a particular alcove.
Мне кажется, ребята, пошли не сюда. Здесь вообще тупик. Ой, блядь. Да, это камень. Да хули я так боюсь. Видите эту херню? Сейчас вам ее покажу. Что с камерой? Как будто моторчик в камере завелся и начал ходить туда-сюда.
Later, as he tries to climb up a rocky ledge, it feels like someone is throwing stones down at him from above.
Спустился с этой горы, а теперь в такую же гору надо подниматься. Ох. Ребят!
Things only get worse when his flashlight starts to die, and he begins hearing odd noises echoing through the cave. One sound is so loud that he panics and runs blindly into the darkness, though he doesn't get far.
К моменту я хочу сказать, что здесь тупик, и мне надо возвращаться быстрее назад.
Eventually, Nick gives up on looking for his friends and decides to head back the way he came. But when he reaches his backpack, he's met with another disturbing discovery. Someone has clearly been going through his belongings.
Ой, все. Да ну подождите, ребята. Что за бред? Блин. Что за... Что за... Ребята. У меня все вытащили из рюкзака. Вроде ничего не взяли. Ребят, здесь кто-нибудь есть, ребят?
Nick later claims that, although he didn't notice it at the time, his camera appears to have captured someone watching him from the darkness of the cave. So what do you think? Nick definitely caught some terrifying moments on camera, but was someone really following him? Or was it all just his imagination? On July 8th, 2013, a video was uploaded to the YouTube channel Exploring Abandoned Mines and Unusual Places that still raises questions to this day. The uploader is known for exploring abandoned locations, caves, and mines across the United States. This time, he set out to investigate the Horton mine, located near the massive Victorine mine in Nevada. From the very beginning, it's clear he's hesitant to go inside. The tunnel is partially flooded, pitch dark, and the atmosphere feels heavy and unsettling. Still, curiosity wins out, and he decides to venture deeper. That's when things start to move beyond easy explanation.
Okay, here's a shot looking back towards the entrance. I'm a little bit further in, and looking down the tunnel here. I don't know why that one chain is swinging back there. Don't know if you can see that in the video or not. Yeah, this mine definitely has a very spooky vibe to it. So I'm going to head back out and check out the other stuff that's here. This is just too wet, too muddy. And obviously something is making the chains swing. So time to get the hell out of here.
As he proceeds farther in, the mine appears increasingly unstable. The interior looks deteriorated, with rusty chains hanging from the ceiling. He walks a bit deeper into the tunnel when he notices something disturbing. One of the chains is slowly swinging back and forth. There's no wind, no visible vibration, no obvious cause. He tries to remain calm, but the tension in his voice is unmistakable. Something about the situation feels wrong. What caused the chain to move remains unknown. However, the footage later appeared on the Science Channel series Strange Evidence. Scientists and experts analyzed the clip and confirmed that what's shown on camera is authentic, with no signs of editing or manipulation. The episode, titled The Devil's Mutant, aired in June 2019. Even the specialists featured on the show were unable to provide a clear explanation for what happened inside that mine. Whatever the cause may have been, one thing seems certain: the chain was not moving because of the wind. On December 23, 2023, a video titled, "I Went Solo into the Forbidden Tunnels, Here's What I Found About the Five," was uploaded to the YouTube channel Pasha Brill. In the video, he explores a massive underground tunnel stretching over 18 miles, more than 30 kilometers. According to local rumors, the tunnel is extremely dangerous. Sudden surges in wastewater levels in certain sections can make being down there potentially deadly. After spending more than 3 to 4 hours underground, the explorer hadn't encountered anything truly unusual until a certain point. Roughly 9 miles into the journey, around the 15-kilometer mark, in complete silence, a disturbing howl, or possibly a high-pitched screech, can be heard coming from a distant branch of the tunnel. Deep underground, it's impossible to determine the source of the sound. It may have been water, distorted by echoing acoustics, but it didn't sound natural. What could have made that noise? And where could it have come from? Rather than investigate further, the explorer chose not to take the risk. Instead of heading toward the sound, he quickly made his way back toward the exit. This video is created for entertainment and educational purposes only. We do not encourage or promote this type of behavior. Do not attempt to recreate what you see. It is extremely dangerous and can result in serious injury or death. No one was hurt. 3 young men decided to explore a railroad tunnel near Odell Lake in Oregon. Even though they had flashlights, it was so dark inside that they could barely see a few feet ahead. At first, they weren't in a hurry and casually walked along the tracks. However, as they ventured deeper into the tunnel, they realized it was much longer than it had appeared from the outside. The mood quickly shifted. They grew uneasy and picked up the pace, breaking into a light jog in hopes of reaching the other end sooner. That nervous energy soon turned into full panic.
Hold on. I thought I heard something. Where's the door? We're probably barely halfway. What if a train started coming right now?
One of them asked a worried question, and less than a minute later, he had his answer.
It's a train! I'm gonna get on the side!
They heard a train approaching. With nowhere else to go, they jumped into the muddy water beside the tracks and pressed themselves tightly against the tunnel wall. As the train thundered past, just feet away. Fortunately, all three made it out without a scratch, and hopefully, after this experience, they won't be taking any more walks through railroad tunnels. The YouTube channel Free For All released a series of videos documenting a team of explorers venturing into abandoned tunnels beneath Minneapolis. According to local rumors, these passageways eventually lead to a mysterious and terrifying place known as Satan's Cave, a location that supposedly no one has ever truly seen with their own eyes. With every step, the journey becomes more difficult. The team crawls through tight, filthy corridors, squeezing past collapsed sections and narrow choke points. Covered in dust, mud, and scratches, they keep pushing forward, driven by the urge to uncover the truth. After a while, the brick walls suddenly give way to smooth gray stone, and the tunnel begins to feel more like a natural cave. That's when they notice something disturbing. Highly detailed faces carved directly into the rock, eerie and almost lifelike, as if they're watching the explorers move past. It feels like confirmation that they're getting closer. Despite the unsettling discovery, the surrounding walls are still covered in graffiti, clear evidence that others have made it this far before. But then, everything changes. The team comes across a side passage not marked on any map and seemingly untouched. The space narrows so drastically that they're forced to crawl on their hands and knees. After a long and tense push forward, they finally reach what they believe to be the narrow entrance to Satan's Cave itself. Inside, the cave opens into a cramped chamber with two possible paths. One is a tight hole in the wall, far too small to squeeze through. The other is a deep black pit in the floor, dropping straight down into complete darkness. It's this opening that fills the group with a strong sense of danger. Their instincts tell them not to go any further. In the end, turning back seems like the smart decision, especially given the cave's ominous name. What lies at the bottom of that black void remains a mystery. But one thing is certain, this is not a place that forgives mistakes. A man named Frank from the YouTube channel Exploring Abandoned Mines set out to investigate the abandoned Walbeck gold mine in California, where he planned to test a flashlight while exploring. At first, everything seemed normal. Then, without warning, a strange sound echoed from deep within the tunnel, bouncing off the walls.
This rock, you can see right here where some of these boards are bending. Do you hear that? Sounds like, what, is that wind? I don't know if you can hear that on the camera. Do you hear that? It stopped. Well, I don't know what that is. That doesn't sound like wind, but that's crazy. Don't know if that's a bird or I don't know what that is. It almost sounds like snakes, but wow. I've heard some weird stuff in mines, but that is definitely creepy. I don't know what that is. So let's get out of here and head back out to the portal. That was weird.
He tried to figure out where it was coming from. The noise would appear, then fade away. At first, it could have been mistaken for wind, but it didn't sound quite right. It didn't resemble a gust of air or a bird. At times, it almost sounded like hissing or something sliding along the ground, as if a living creature were moving somewhere in the darkness. Frank admitted that, over the years, he had heard plenty of unusual sounds inside mines, but this one clearly stood out. Feeling uneasy, he decided not to take any chances and headed back toward the entrance. Even after reviewing the footage, it's still unclear what could have caused those sounds. They don't resemble birds, snakes, or any typical natural explanation. So, what do you think those strange noises sound like? Project Risa was a mysterious plan by the German army during World War II to construct a vast network of underground structures in the Owl Mountains of Poland. However, the project was never completed, leaving behind only a strange maze of tunnels and caverns. The true purpose of these eerie underground passages remains unknown to this day, as no official documentation detailing Project Risa has ever been found. In the video, a group of explorers ventures deep into the dark tunnels of the site when they suddenly encounter something extremely unusual.
Nie ma nic. Pusto. Nikogo. Widzieliście to? Mam.
What appears to be a strange cave inhabitant. A user on 4chan later attempted to brighten and stabilize the unsettling footage in order to get a clearer look at the figure.
Nie ma nic. Nikogo. Widzieliście to?
In the enhanced version, it almost appears as though a small, disturbing creature is running on two legs through the narrow passageways. So, what do you think? Could this be the result of a failed German experiment from World War II? An unknown creature? Or is it simply an impressive piece of special effects work?